welcome to my channel. I have a video for you guys, hopefully a quick video. I'll try to make it brief. I am kind of in a hurry today, so I'm trying to like get some of my filming done so I can get on to the next thing I need to do. But I did want to share with you guys some things that we're doing as read-alouds. I guess you would call them family read-alouds. Now, if you don't know already, I'll explain kind of our family dynamic. My husband is, you know, he works full time, so he's not usually home. When I say family read aloud, it's really just kind of like group style with the kids. Our oldest is 19. She just graduated from college and is looking for her first like official, you know, adult job. And our youngest just finished 7th grade and she is 13 years old. But even though our oldest is like very, you know, her life is changing a lot. Her, you know, she's in and out a lot more than she used to be. We still try to do these things with her. Does it happen every day? No, it doesn't, but I definitely am including her when she's home. After lunchtime is usually when we do this because she is home at lunchtime a lot. These are all books that I do tend to read to both of them, and I think even though she's 19 and even though my youngest is 13 and even though I'm 42, almost 43, all of these books are valuable and have been educational and helpful to us. So before I get into the books, I wanted to pop in with a little update as well. A few weeks ago, I did a video and I shared kind of our schedule, how I plan out our year and our week and our homeschool. And in that video, I shared an air purifier that I've actually put in our homeschool room / my office. It's the Dayet air purifier. It's a HEPA air purifier. I've had it for a few weeks now and I really love it. And I'm able to keep it under my desk because it is so quiet. I'll go ahead and turn it on just so you can hear it. It starts out with different color lights. Red is the worst air quality. It'll give us a reading here in a minute about the quality of the air. And then as time goes on, you'll see that number go down. But listen how quiet it is. So under my desk, I can't even hear it. And of course you can turn the fan up louder if you want to really cycle through the air. This is turbo mode. So that would be a little bit louder. But I just keep it right there and it gets the job done and it's really quiet. There's also a sleep mode. It has a 360-degree air intake, so it can completely purify up to 1,720 square feet every hour. It has a 4-stage filtration system and a pre-filter and activated carbon filter to capture 99.97% of airborne particles. So dust, pollen, odors, pet dander, and more will all be filtered out. And the color-coded lights go from blue, which is very good, to red, which means highly polluted, so you can see at a glance the quality of the air in your room at any given moment. So we have really enjoyed it, and I do really feel like it is a valuable addition to our home, our homeschool room, our office. You know, like I said in that original video, our homeschool room / my office is right off the dining room, right off the kitchen, right off the living room. So it's really nice to have it in the office because it's kind of out of the way, but it has a large enough capacity to purify the air in the entire downstairs, which is really nice. It fits right under my desk. It's really, really quiet, and I think it's valuable to anybody's home to reduce the allergens and pet dander and dust and all of the stuff that's swirling around our house, and especially being right next to my kitchen. There's been a few times when people have made things that were very smelly, and I would just go in there and turn up the fan a little bit to really help get that smell out, because I hate that when you cook something and like your whole house smells like it for like 2 days. So it's been really nice to have that right next to the kitchen as well. But let's start with the family, like the devotional first. And there's been various books that we've used. I can try to remember to link some that we've used in the past that we've enjoyed. And basically we just go through one book, and once it's finished, I find another one that we can do with everybody. This one we're working through right now, and we will continue to work through once the new school year starts, is the Family Bible Devotional. Now, we may finish this before the new school year starts because we're still doing these things over the summer. I don't feel like, obviously, Bible should be stopped just because it's summer break, or really any of these books. Just because it's summer break doesn't mean that we don't have to like learn or grow our faith or anything. So even though I'm sharing this from the perspective of a homeschool year read aloud, these are things that we are reading in the summertime. So if we finish this before the new school year, I will just find another one. But this one we've gotten about almost halfway through and have really enjoyed. Now, we've done ones that are just like quick little devotionals. We've done ones that are a little bit more of a deep dive. This is kind of a middle of the road, I would say, because basically what I like about this one, I am really enjoying this one. You are actually spending time reading pretty significant chunks of different Bible verses or stories. So you have a little setting up the story kind of explains what's going on. And so far it's been sequential. So right now we're talking about Moses and the exodus of the Israelites and all that. But like it'll tell you, read Luke 22, 7 through 20. And the book actually in this particular passage is the NLT version. Obviously you can feel free to read Luke 22, 7 through 20 in your own Bible if you don't like that version. But it does go ahead and type it out for you. So you read that part of the story. And then it says talk about it, which I really appreciate because sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas of what you might want to say to your kids or ask your kids. So there's questions, a closing thought, there's a prayer prompt for every devotional, and then a little snippet at the end. I cannot turn pages. My hands are just so soft. I can't turn pages. So a little prayer prompt, there's an activity. You can skip it if you want to. We always skip it, but if you have younger kids that may want an activity, there is an activity suggestion. And then there's always a little snippet at the end that kind of gives you just a little bit more information. So I really like this. I really like how you're actually reading parts of the Bible while you're doing your devotional. It's not just like one verse and then a devotional. You're actually spending some time in the Bible. So I really like that. So we've been doing that one for a while, and we tend to do it after lunch because like I said, both girls are home, and even during the homeschool year, it seems like that's kind of our time, like we all are together before everybody kind of disperses and goes back and does their, their work or whatever. So that's been a good time for us. I just added the life skills for teens, and one of the reasons why I added this, even though technically I bought it for the school year, is like I said, why would we wait just till the school year to read stuff that's informational? That makes no sense. And even though this says life skills for teens, there is stuff in this book that I know my 19-year-old doesn't know, and probably maybe some stuff even that I don't know. So it just kind of walks you through different things that maybe you don't think to teach or you don't think to show your kids until you need to. So like how to use a breaker box, how to use a fire extinguisher. I personally have never used a fire extinguisher, so that's something that we probably should do. You don't want to have to be in the middle of like an emergency and trying to figure out how to use it. How to tie a tie, how to fold clothes, which we know that one. And there's different social things too, like apologizing and facing problems, different things. So all different criteria that you're hitting with this book, but don't be scared away by the fact that it says for teens, because I think most people could benefit from at least some of the stuff in this book. So we added that. And then we just started, I actually have I think 3 of these, but these are the 2 that I really wanted the most. Is the Tuttle Twins, Beware Your Bias, and Logical Fallacies. This is kind of my very, very early attempt and dipping our toe in the water to logic, which is something I've talked to you guys about in the past and I do want to incorporate more of into my youngest daughter's homeschool curriculum. It's something that we didn't make as much of a priority with our oldest. It wasn't on my radar. I didn't realize that, I don't know, we didn't. And it's one of those things that I think I still have a chance to add that to my youngest daughters. And since my oldest daughter has been going through this with us, it's something that even though she's graduated, you don't ever stop learning. You don't ever have to stop learning. We just started Beware Your Bias, and I think it's really helpful, and it gives you examples of all different types of, let me read the instructions or the introduction, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to explain this very well. So it says each of these chapters walks you through a cognitive bias so you can understand how it works and how to avoid falling into the mental trap. Our goal is to help you think critically and clearly so you can find out what's true and not be fooled by the wrong ideas swirling around our society. So basically, it's all these different methods that you can get wrapped up in, whether it's somebody's intention or not to try to manipulate you, but to give you an idea of what to look out for and how to decide like what your own thought is and how your thoughts are being influenced from other people. So like that one, and then we haven't even started this one, the logical fallacies, yet, but I will read a little snippet of that. It says, along the way, you're going to encounter lots of bad ideas. The world is full of them. They're taught in schools and all over the internet. They are touted by celebrities and turned into catchy tunes. We're here as your guide as you learn all about the many logical fallacies that people use, which are errors in reasoning that make an argument invalid. So basically, again, kind of the same thing, helping you to really see and sift through all the junk that we're taught and told and preached to about, and really finding out what's true and what's not. So those 2 I think are going to be really useful. And once we finish these, then it'll be on to the next group. But this is our group 4 right now. Like I said, halfway through, just started, not even opened it yet till today. So it'll take us a while to go through all these, but as we run out, I will find other ones. But we really have found that sweet spot for us for right now. And we do have to be willing to change because, like I said, My oldest daughter's life is kind of very in flux right now with all of her upcoming things that are going to be changing in her life. So, you know, when those things change, we might have to adjust when we do these things. But right now it seems to be working to do it after lunch. Even if it's the homeschool year or even during the summer, you know, we're usually all together, me and the girls, at lunchtime. Now, the only person that misses out on this is my husband. We do our own devotional together at night once we go to bed, and so that's kind of like our time to connect and have some Bible time. But I feel like these things are beneficial, and I think a lot of people, especially in the homeschool world, they talk about getting their kid to graduation and then it just like falls off. And I think there's just as much, if not more, to be explored and maybe talked about after high school graduation from homeschool than there is just during the school year. So I try whenever possible to include her in these things that we're doing, even though they may be, you know, part of our youngest daughter's homeschool journey. We're still trying to include our oldest daughter, even though she's graduated, because she never stops learning, hopefully, and it's my job as her mother to never stop trying to guide her and help her. Obviously, as she gets older and older, she will have to make more and more decisions, and she'll have to take, you know, the consequences for whatever decision she makes. But I don't feel like my job is over just because she's 19. And I don't feel like my job is over just because she's graduated from our homeschool high school and she's graduated from college. You know, as a parent, I feel like you should always be there to help guide your kids because they have everything in the world they have to learn. And if we just say, well, you graduated from high school now, so you got to have it all figured out and do it all on your own. I don't feel that way. And I actually went into a lot more about this in the video I made when she was almost 18. I'll try to remember to link it, but if I don't remember, it is in my videos about 2 years ago where I was saying, like, you know, once your kid turns 18, what do you do? Like, what level are you supposed to be there for them? What is your role now that they're 18 years old? I share a lot about that and my theory on that in that video if you want to hear more about it. But that's kind of why I'm like still trying to include her in these things, because she still has a lot to learn. Some of the most important decisions she's going to have to make in her life, other than her salvation, which she has already made that decision, is coming up. And so now is not the time to be like, well, you got to have it all figured out. You know, you're 18, you're 19, you know, that's not how I feel about it. So I hope this was helpful. I will link these books for you guys if you're interested. I will also link our homeschooling playlist. Every video that I've ever made about homeschooling is in that playlist, and after 10 years, I think, of homeschooling, there are a lot. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. And also don't forget to check out the Day Air Purifier. I know you guys will enjoy it. It's been a few weeks, like I said, that we've had this, and it has been really, really nice. I will link it for you guys if you are interested, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.